All right, listen to this. This is really unbelievable. So when an emergency hits, you expect someone nearby will come to the rescue, right? It didn't happen that way this week for Bill Nye. You know him, the science guy. He's always here on scene, and you see him everywhere. Here's what the LA Times is reporting. They say the former TV host fainted Tuesday in front of an audience at the University of Southern California, but instead of helping, some people started tweeting. And then there's another story we're going to talk about as well. So let's talk to Lena West. She's a social media consultant. She's joining us by phone. And there she is on Skype. She's from Richmond, Virginia. And also James Andrews, a social media strategist. He's here with us in studio. I like to call him a social media guru. Look to your right, James. There you go. That camera. There you go, sir. So anyway, look, here's what we're going to talk about. I want to look at some of these tweets from Bill Nye, and where people, when he passed out, people just started tweeting instead of running over. I don't know what they were thinking. It says, Bill Nye is like the beginning of an episode of House right now. Someone get the man some water. Instead of getting the man some water, they said, someone get the man some water. And here's another one that reads, Bill Nye, the science guy, just passed out on stage. Then the person quotes what Nye said that night after he came to, and then he says, I feel like Lady Gaga. That was on Twitter. And then one more tweet for you. He says, I hope Bill Nye is okay, but if he dies, if he dies, I was there. Boy, oh boy. James Andrews, I'm going to walk back over here. I was trying to get those tweets up behind me here. I couldn't get them up. But listen, I'm going to walk back over here and talk to you. What's your reaction to that?
Well, you know, Dom, we're living in a time when people are so focused on being curators and producers of content, the fact that they have mobile devices that can actually, talk about what's happening right now, that, people are more focused on actually telling the story than actually helping out.
What we're saying is that people always want to... Everyone wants to be a mini CNN or a mini network,
exactly.
Right? So they want to create their own content. But then what about what you're supposed to do in your heart? The natural reaction is to run to help that person. What happened here?
Absolutely. I think, we're living in a time and age where people are more focused on their status updates than they are really getting involved. I don't know why college students would actually not help out and jump to his defense. Mm-hmm. We're living, it's challenging. People are so focused on looking here that they're not looking here.
Yeah. We're going to talk about, too, because Messi Maya, did you hear about that story
about that,
where Messi Maya was on the streets of New Orleans and was gunned down, and people started tweeting instead of helping him as well. We'll get to that in a second. But Lena, what do you think? What's your take on how people reacted to this particular Bill Nye incident?
Don, I do think that social media has created a bit of a scooping culture, if you will. So everyone wants to be kind of the first to mention whatever major event is happening to their network. But I also believe that in kind of the adage of how you do anything is how you do everything. Mm-hmm. And so I think that the people who were busy tweeting, they were probably not going to be the people to step in and help, whether Twitter ever even existed or whether they were using Twitter or Facebook or not. I just think that if you're the kind of person that's going to step in to help, you're going to do that whether you have access to Twitter or to Facebook. And I also think that it needs to bear saying a little bit that just because someone is an active social media user doesn't mean we've totally lost our conscience. I think that these are isolated incidents, and in fact, in doing my research for this, I saw that...
Can we go to question 4, please?
That some people were saying that, it's a little bit it's a little bit exaggerated, and people did help.
Yeah. So, Lena, I want to say that last week there was also a murder of a New Orleans comedian, as we said, and the Times-Picayune reports soon after that his killing, again, is called Messi Maya. There was a picture of him on Twitter bleeding online. And had a major YouTube following, he does. But it's unbelievable. What do you think is behind something like this where people don't come to help? I can see Bill Nye passing out and you're like, okay, he's a quirky guy, so you don't know what's going on, Lena. But what about when someone is gunned down and you don't call for help?
I mean, I think that just speaks to the fact that of that person, that individual's reaction to the situation. And I think it's so very easy in this social media culture to lump everyone. So the actions of one person would represent the actions of many. But that speaks to that one individual's conscience or lack thereof.
Okay, so listen, quickly, James, tell us with some breaking news going on here. It's obviously both very sad situations that happened. Bill Nye is okay. He just said he didn't have enough to eat and been working a lot. Bottom line it for us. What do we need to do here?
Well, we need to stop wanting the desire to become famous. You know, we want to actually get involved.
Thank you, sir.
You know, people want to
That's
become
it.
famous, and they want to use social media to gain fame. We look at situations like Iran, where people actually didn't just use their cell phones to actually tell a story. They actually got involved in the situation.
You could have
be
said
present.
that. People, be present and don't want to become famous so much.
Absolutely.
That's it. We could have bottom lined it right there. James, thank you very much.
Good to see you, buddy.
Thank you, Lena. It's good to see you as well.